Okay, Ryan, I'm sorry, Dante, the first thing I want to talk about, Ryan's our cameraman, is your stance width. Coming in today, I think you were starting a little bit wide, and one thing you're doing is as you snap, you're throwing those feet out like this. This leaves you in a very compromised position when you finish the snap, not how you want to be on the game of football. Danger to the knees, you're not mobile, you can get run over, a whole lot of things. To the extent possible, just like any other position football, we want those feet up and under us. For the stance, probably 6 inches wider than a regular football stance because we need some clearance, okay, between the knees to throw. But we don't want you so wide that you can't do a lot of other things, okay? And I think you are starting out a little bit wide. Let's get those feet up and under you a little bit. Another thing you can try, now you can go a little wider than your normal football stance. You got big feet, so you're going to be a tall guy, aren't you? Okay. You could rotate the heels in slightly. See how that points the toes outward? Then when you sit down, just push your knees out over your toes. That gives you more space without necessarily getting your feet too wide. Set up on this ball and see what it looks like. The important thing is to see that the knees are slightly wider than the shoulders, and that looks real good. Okay, go ahead and stand up. Just step over there. The other things we had going on, again, splaying the legs. We need to drive back into the hips and towards our target. It's almost like dodging an inside pitch, okay? And if we can do that, we can capture the motion energy of the lower body and channel it into the snap for maximum power. All right, so we need to work on that. The way we fix that is we hobble you. We basically put cones or feet on each side of your stance around the heel level, and we try to make sure that the drive is directional. You don't have to slide. If you slide, fine. If you don't slide, fine. As long as the energy is going back into the hips and we're capturing it, that's all that matters, okay? The other things we had were that you were underextended with the ball, okay? You're rushing the snap. You never really get set up in a stance. You go here, here, and boom, you go, okay? You need to control the line so the defense can't get an advantage over you, okay? So that's point number one. Point number two is it's better to get set, make sure you're fundamentally sound, and then do the snap, all right? So you were underextended. That ball's right up underneath your head. You're just kind of hunched up, and I'm over-exaggerating for effect, okay? All right? You're also too deep. Your knees are way beyond 90. You can't explode quickly and powerfully from that position because it takes time and energy to get to a good position. And kind of sitting on your heels. Not going to win a lot of battles sitting on your heels either. Okay. Now the final thing we had is we had kind of a severe rear hitch, and I think it's because of the way you're set up. You can't really drive back towards your target from that position. Flat-footed, you can only drive straight up. So what you're doing to try and get everything going towards your target is you're dipping the rear and starting to fall backwards, and then you're trying to drive. Okay? So essentially what we need to do is take you from this position, unbend the knees, okay? Take your whole head to tail platform, raise it a little higher off the ground, okay? Then stick the ball a little further out and move forward until the knees are directly over the toes for what we call a balanced neutral setup, okay? Go ahead and set up. We're going to three-step you the first time. Okay, 30 seconds. You ready? I'm going to pull you forward. Gets knee bend to 90 or less, straightens the back, extends the arms, raise you up, maximizing your operating room. You'll appreciate that when you get pads on. Then I'm going to push you back into the hips, okay? Not down to the ground, but back towards your target. So the heels touch the ground, knees are over the toes. You're solid on your feet. Now you like to hunker back on your heels, okay? I want to raise you up a little bit on the front. So does that feel balanced? Lift the ball off the ground. Solid. Now throw it from right there. Okay. Did you feel yourself dippy-do the rear? Yes. Okay. We have to overcome that. You're going to be working on power drills in a minute. Good way to work on leg drive. Also, snapping up a gentle incline on a hill will help you with that a ton. Let's three-step it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Push against my hand slightly so you're not too deep. Now relax. Okay. Can you see your target? Let's get those knees out just a touch. Don't dip the rear. Drive against my hand. Better. Okay. Now did you see yourself splay the legs? Let's try to drive. The other thing you were doing is you're kind of hopping off planet Earth. A lot of things can go wrong balance-wise around that center of gravity when you do it. Keep the toes pointed, stay in contact with the ground. Let's do one more. There you go. Move those up. We'll move them by your heels. So we'll give you an inch or so on each side, okay? Now, how do you adjust on your own? Okay, well, number one, you were too hunkered down and flat-footed. Unbend the knees. Raise yourself up a little bit, okay? And then shift the ball forward and then settle down to where you feel comfortable. Okay? Better, okay? We're going to have to spend some time working on splaying those legs. I want you to throw one more. And this time I'm just going to stand on your toes. Hey, Billy, could you hop over here real quickly? I want you to stand over here and just gently stand on his toe over on this side, okay? We're going to try to help him keep his toes planted with the ground as he snaps. Throw it hard. Don't ever be afraid of throwing hard, Dante. Better, okay? Now, we didn't let you go anywhere. This is why you fell. This time we'll let you slide a little bit, see if you can keep your balance, okay? Yep. Okay, now don't dip the rear. Drive against my hand. Better, okay? Keep working with me on it. That was kind of ugly, wasn't it? Okay, keep working with me on it. I promise we'll make progress. Let's set you up, get one more good snap out of you. Thank you, Billy. Okay, so I need you to raise your head to tail platform, settle the rear down a little bit, and shift the weight to get the knees over the toes. Let's move the ball out. See, really the solution is raise your platform a bit, and then just move the ball forward. That's all we're doing. It's not that complicated, okay? Try to drive like, look at me, like an inside pitch. Better. You feel okay with that? Now when you hop off the ground, your weight shifts. That's why you fall over. But keep working with me on it. Do you have any questions? Okay. Raise your front, scratch your deeper. Remember that firing out? You'll fire out towards your rear end. Better, better, better. Those knees out of the way a little bit. There you go. Does that feel comfortable? Rear end driving up to your rear. There you go.